Good afternoon, everyone. I am Anushi Jain, nutritionist and founder, Nutri Maven. I'm from Mumbai. A tiffin changed my life, not because of what was inside, but the places it has been. Hospital corridors with my father's blood cancer when I was a little child, MRI rooms with my mother's brain tumor when I recently got married, birthday parties where my son Ruhan could not touch the rainbow cupcakes because packaged food didn't suit him. My family taught me this before any textbook did. Food is information to your cells and to your soul. Both my parents are doing wonderfully today, and my son Ruhan is doing really well. Not just my parents, but also my in-laws have evolved around fitness. My father-in-law, at the age of 64, holds a gold medal in district-level weightlifting. And my father-in-law and my mother-in-law have been a yoga enthusiast all their life. So inspiration was never far. It was right in front of me. These are the chapters that rewrote me, and that's why I'm on stage today. I did not start in a clinic. Soon, 6 months into my first job, I was married into a Punjabi family, and I joined my husband's CA firm and took over the administrative duties. Over a year and a half, when my son arrived, we took the most beautiful decision of our life, that one of us would devote our time completely to his foundation years. So I pressed pause on career and pressed play on motherhood. But 3 years and a half later, I felt a pull to get back into work. I wanted to choose a profession I loved without abandoning the time my son needed. I listened to the chapter that never stopped speaking. I love food. I'm a foodie. I've seen it heal. So I took up a 2-year integrated course in nutrition and dietetics and chose my life's work. I did not want to rush into opening my own clinic. I wanted to learn the business of care. So I joined up a clinic with a 6 a.m. shift so I could be back for my son. 7 to 8 months, I learned from the front line to listen without interrupting, to set up a case and help build a problem and find a solution, to set up expectations and serve consistently. That apprenticeship taught me people don't buy meal plans. They buy hope with a method. Then I took a leap and started my Instagram page. That's when the journey began. Not just as a clinic, but as my baby, my purpose, my passion. One thing was very clear. I wanted to make science feel like care and care feel like home. With every plate, post, and plan, I wanted to remind people to understand food is not about complications. Food needs to be honest. Over a year and a half, 3 lakh people gathered, not just followers, a community that resonated with the fact that truth is said by taste. Taste will tell you the truth. DMs emerged, patterns were there, and one thing was very clear. Most people did not need more rules. They needed rituals that would fit into their real life, from Monday mornings to Saturday shadis. One question I get asked very frequently, "Ma'am, please send me a diet plan." I smile and I tell them, how am I supposed to prescribe you a plan if I don't know your story? It's as good as me prescribing you medicine without knowing the disease. Health is never about copy-paste. We are not PDFs, we are people. The 3 wake-up calls that chose nutrition for me. My parents' recoveries, where alongside medical care, food was a pillar. My son's allergies, I re-engineered his favorites, burgers with real ingredients, festive sweets with simple swaps. My friends' early ailments. In their early 20s and 30s, they were diagnosed with blood pressure, acid reflux, diabetes. Very soon they realized food is not an enemy, it's power. Over the years, I've made certain observations where kids feel calmer when they have fruits for breakfast and not biscuits. Women have hormones settled when they stop surviving on tea and have homemade basic food. Men feel lighter when they have one home-cooked meal as lunch. Teens feel brighter and have a clearer skin when they reduce sugar and have water plus minerals in their diet. Families digest better when they have simpler and earlier meals. These were not just wake-up calls, but daily reminders that food heals consistently, quietly, before any medicine steps in. Over the journey, I've realized that your healing begins way before a medicine or a diet plan is made. It starts with you, your roots, your DNA, your family, and your daily rhythm. When a new client comes to me, I don't see just numbers and lab reports. I see a person, your mornings, your stress, your emotions, your work culture. Because every plate, your plate that is served to you, it's your entire life served front of you. No two people can be given the same plan. And because no two families and no two journeys are the same. Before I recommend you what to eat, I want to understand what your grandmother cooked, what you run for on busy days, and what comfort food looks like to you. That's when this was built. One habit, one swap, one healthy choice at a time. That's why I call myself your Nutri Buddy, someone who just doesn't walk ahead of you, but who walks along with you. Someone who helps you stay accountable, not restricted. Because healing isn't about being perfect. It's about being personal, consistent, and kind to yourself. This is not just a profession to me. It's a promise to help each and every one of you build a relationship with food. Not with fear, but by understanding that food is not your enemy. It's your body's language of love. The two classrooms that trained me, the kitchen and motherhood. Kitchen, where thoda sa aur le lo, was the language of love. And motherhood, where time was short, stakes were high, and practicality always won. Real change needs both. Along this journey, I realized the biggest pharmacy is your own kitchen. Something that comes from your kitchen can never go wrong with the right permutations, combinations, and guidance. We as people, we celebrate food. We eat when we are happy. We eat when we are sad. We eat when we are angry. Food has been a part of every season, every emotion of our lives. So it's never about cutting out. It's about connecting deeper with your gut, your emotions, your biology. When you look at food that way, it stops looking like rules. It looks like rituals that help you nourish. So now tell me exactly, everybody, how many of y'all have had chole bhaturas and samosa and immediately Googled, how do I burn 300 calories fast? Exactly. We've odd made guilt a side dish on every plate. How about if we learn how to balance our next meal and not its worth? Let's take a quick 10 seconds thali test. I'll tell you what a thali test is. 10 seconds, 3 checks. 2 out of 3, you win the meal. Add color, add crunch, add protein. For color, add anything that's beyond beige. For crunch, add anything that's wholesome and not processed. It can be nuts, sprouts. For protein, add your favorite sauce. It can be dahi, it can be paneer. Your plate, your choice. 2 out of 3, you win the day. 3 out of 3, you've won the meal and the day. 0, don't panic, change one thing at a time. Now close your eyes, everybody. Picture your next meal. Don't change it, just see it. Ask yourself, what can I add that will help me nourish? Open your eyes. That feeling of I can do that is the ignition point of lasting change. In India, or rather even globally, 1 out of 10 children are fighting with obesity. 1 out of 5 kids are overweight. This is setting the early onset of diabetes, hypertension, and also lifelong health diseases. In India, 9% of children under the age of 20 are suffering with obesity and overweight. And also, they are at a very high risk of metabolic diseases. So at a recent birthday party, I was observing and I took an oath, a promise, that I am going to change the celebration menu. Chocolate cake with real cocoa, fresh cream that was actually cream, fruit for color and not artificial dyes. The kids took a bite and said, "This tastes like a party." One thing that day was very clear. You can have joy and honesty. You don't need to fake things. In India, we've all grown up or had our relationship with food, with our friends, and sometimes even our fear. Don't eat that, you'll get pimples. Eat ghee, you'll get strength. Skip your dinner, you lose weight. We've all grown up with a lot of free advice and very little awareness. My job is not to erase that, but to help you decode it, to help old wisdom and modern science meet halfway. It's important to understand that we all are the future generation. So today, when you go back home, understand to make the correct choice. Real change don't need dramatic diets. They don't need perfect plans. They need simple, doable upgrades. One habit, one choice, one meal at a time. When you stop chasing perfection and start looking for consistency, is when you start building a relationship with food. Food that helps you nourish. So when you go back home today and you look at your meal, don't ask, is it good or bad? Ask yourself, what can I add that will help me nourish? Add color, add crunch, add protein, add compassion, add a pause, add a ritual. Rewrite your food story from rules to rituals and watch your life, your confidence, your energy, your family culture expand and fit into a life that you've always dreamt of. Your body is listening to everything you eat. Speak kindly. Don't wait for a diagnosis. Heal yourself even if you are fine. Feed your family the food that it deserves. Real, calm, steady. Food doesn't have to scare us. It needs to support us. Small choices, daily requirements, daily reminders shapes an entire generation. Thank you.